we are going to talk about dating in your 30s, 40s, 50s.
Ain't no 50. What?
Just 30s and 40s over here.
30s and almost 40s.
Nobody is 40s.
30s and almost 40s.
But I will be soon.
You got to tell the story.
Oh,
you got to tell the first date story. Mel has not heard it.
I have not heard the story.
At least give us the what do you call it? Cliff notes.
Okay. So I've never had a bad first date until I met this guy at work. Yeah, I was just waiting by my car for Syneca because I needed her to bring me something. And this dude,
her purse, I'd like to interrupt and tell y'all that I had to go back into the building and go upstairs to get her pocketbook. Yes, her pocketbook.
What had happened
because
was
she left it, and then I come downstairs and she gets somebody's number.
But you know, I got in my car. I was like, oh, I don't have my purse. Well, I couldn't get in my car because I had my car.
She lying. That's how y'all be lying.
I was waiting for Syneca to come, and then this boy,
Man.
How old was he?
He was like 36.
That's definitely a man.
No, he had some boyish behaviors.
I mean, they all have
we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But he saw me waiting by my car for Syneca, and then he was like, "Are you okay? You need any assistance?"
I love that I'm like a main character.
I like that he stopped to offer assistance.
He did, and I'm like, "No, I'm just waiting for my best friend. She'll be down shortly." And it's like, "Okay, I'm from Tennessee." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Hey, she from Tennessee
No,
too.
he's from Chattanooga.
Oh, the other Tennessee.
Nah, that ain't the real Tennessee.
But his conversation flowed really good while I was waiting for Syneca, and I was like, okay, I like him a little bit, but I didn't really see him because he had like a hood on. I didn't really get a chance to check him out. Okay. So he was like, we should stay in contact. I said, well, I'll give you my Instagram. He was like, I don't have Instagram. I was like, well,
I remember that too.
I guess I gotta give him my number. So I gave him my number. He texted, called, had good conversation. And then he was like, okay, let's go out on a date. So we go out on a date.
Where'd y'all go?
It was some cute little restaurant. It was a seafood restaurant that just opened.
Okay.
So he comes out, gets out of the car. And I was like,
because I already know.
He gets out of the car. I was like, oh, so you're just not gonna shave, not gonna groom? Like you would have thought that he was in quarantine back then.
Well, you were both going to say it. Or were you thinking it?
No, I was thinking, this is our first date.
Just gotten out the car.
First impression.
And his little polo collar was flipped up right here. This one laid down. I'm like, okay, so you're just not
got dressed in the car.
Like, you're not gonna iron your shirt. Like, you're just gonna come on the first date looking like this, and I'm looking like this. Like, I did too much. So we sit down, we have a conversation, then he starts talking about his ex-girlfriend. She's 36 years old.
Why?
She lives at home with her mama, and she has a curfew.
I'm sorry, what? She's how old?
She was like 35, 36 years old, and she had a curfew. She had to be home by 9 o'clock.
I'm sorry.
He talked about her for a whole hour.
Don't do that, guys. Please do not. We do not want to hear
about your
last shit.
We don't want to hear about your old hoes.
For an hour?
No, I want to hear about it for 10 minutes.
Not even for a minute.
Not never.
I mean, now, if there's a baby involved, or it's your ex-wife and there's some kind of involvement like alimony.
You know, I keep forgetting that we're at that age where that stuff comes in.
Yeah.
So the check came.
Sure.
He said, I said, can I pay my portion? He said, sure. No hesitation, no, oh, I got this. That was the response I was looking for, but I offered to pay my half.
Right.
He doesn't owe me anything. So the check comes. He was like, well, I'm paying in cash. I was like, okay. I'm paying with my card. So we look at the check. I guess he assumed that his half was $40. But the check was a lot more than that. Split in half for him. He should have given me more than $40.
Ooh, I think that he should have at least given his half and paid for the tip.
Right, and didn't even add a tip. So I ended up spending way more than this dude.
This is still the first date.
First date?
This was the only date. When we went somewhere else after. I tried to give him a chance.
So I was gonna ask you, why did you go anywhere else with this man? Because if I can be frank, I probably would have gotten up at that moment and been like, it was nice to meet you.
But that was the thought in my head. The thought in my head was, get the hell up and go home. But I tried to give him another chance.
So y'all
because
went
I'm a
somewhere-
nice person.
So y'all went somewhere else.
We went across the street. It was like a little plaza. We went across the street.
Was the conversation good? Like, I don't.
After he started talking about his baby mama, no.
So
Was
he
his
went
baby
on
mama?
Wait.
I'm sorry, his girlfriend.
Oh, they just automatically become baby
Oh
mamas.
my God.
They just automatically baby mamas.
Ain't no babies involved.
It's
No
2020.
babies are involved,
Sorry.
but you know that's the norm.
I think it made it feel like he had baby mom drama. As much
Like-
as, but I want to know what happened after the second
I
spot.
promise we're gonna get to the end of the story. I promise.
Oh,
So y'all went.
Look at
You said it was a plaza. Y'all was walking around.
Y'all went to another
so
place.
he wanted to go somewhere else, and something in my spirit was like, Tiara, don't go.
Yes, you're supposed to listen
Don't
to
go.
your
I didn't
spirit,
listen
girl.
to my
You're
intuition
supposed
at
to
all.
listen to your
God.
spirit.
But I was like, let me give this guy a second chance. So we go over to another restaurant. We have a drink. Check comes.
Well, this check
Oh,
thing.
you already know.
This story is so stressful for me. Like,
If the check already came once and he shuffled it over to you.
I feel like after you
That
finish your
didn't
drink.
happen. So the check came,
Oh God.
and he immediately grabbed the ticket. I was like,
Show you.
Well, shit, he
But
didn't pay for the
then-
first one, so I mean,
but it was only drinks.
he could buy the $10 drink she
It was
ordered.
we only had a drink apiece. So the check comes. He pull out his little $20 bill.
Why is $20 gotta be little?
He pulls out his $20 bill, puts it in a cup for the bartender. Bartender takes it. She sets the $2.35 on the counter. He grabs the change and puts it in his pocket.
No
I
tip.
was like,
No
really? You have
What
to
was he
take
gonna do with
change?
35 cents? Like, seriously.
10 minutes later, he takes the $2 and put it in his pocket. I was like, no.
I was already upset when she said he took the 35 cents.
So immediately at that point, I was like, I gave you 2 chances. You don't deserve another one. So I was like, yeah, I'm about to go home.
Alright, so we know he texts you back.
He said, text me when you get home.
You know who she called as soon as she got in the car.
Syneca, guess what happened?
This is the
And
best part.
earlier that day, you had sent us something about ghosting me.
I did. So I am the big sister in Sauvignon. Not old,
no.
wise. And so I was telling my little sisters
Not
that
me, her.
You sent it to both of us.
I
don't
sent
be
it to
listening.
both.
I don't be listening.
She just doesn't take my advice. She's gonna be a wise woman. She's gonna keep bumping her head a bunch of times. The topic was about ghosting men, and I said, ladies, instead of ghosting men, here's a couple different ways that you can exit if things aren't working out gracefully.
I have some.
Don't listen to me.
No, it's the one you sent me. I promise. I promise it's the
And
one
I'll
you
tell
sent
you
me.
which one I used.
Because she used one, so I had to work back to it.
Because this one right here.
It doesn't
Why can't
matter.
you just tell a person, I'm not interested?
It's uncomfortable. Let's not even
It is.
Let's not sit here.
If we
and
keep
front.
it real,
It's
it's very
uncomfortable
uncomfortable.
to go to a person, especially you just had a
So you ghost people, but you tell me not to ghost people.
because you're not that type of person.
Oh, come on. That's a double standard. You cannot do that. No, 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 no.
You gotta face your fears so you can come through triumphant.
See.
It wasn't.
No.
So what did you actually tell the dude?
Oh, did you? I don't know if I wrote that one down and she said it's popcorn on the screen.
It's good.
Oh, okay. It was the first one. No, the second one. He was like, you didn't text me that you made it home safe. I said, thank you so much for the first date, but I don't think we should pursue anything further.
It's like one of those.
It's
It's
auto reply.
right. It's one of them automated messages you get like from.
I'm sorry.
When the
You
nail
have
shop
reached a
says they have
date
a
that is
coupon.
no longer interested.
But I was gonna ghost him, but it was something about her message, and then she was like, you can't ghost him.
But it was only
Because
because of her message. Otherwise, I'd have been like, "Girl, check up the deuces, keep it moving." So, what was the part of the whole date that was the worst for you?
Yeah.
Honestly,
horrible.
it was his physical appearance that
I knew it.
Yep.
He didn't even care.
You would have gave him a redo.
Yeah, you didn't even shave. You had hair coming all the way down here. Your little collar was flipped up like
So you
that.
just wanted him to be clean shaven.
I wanted you to say, I'm going on a date with this beautiful woman.
Let me know you was beautiful.
Okay, now I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in this game.
I was gonna do it, but go ahead, sis. Get it.
I'm about to
catch it.
Interject.
Okay.
Because there are some people that like to go all natural, and they don't like the crisp, clean shaven anything.
I can't have your back because that's not this one. I promise you.
Not you.
He was just, no. I'm saying the guy. That wasn't this guy.
Well,
that was not.
y'all didn't know him. He was new.
No, but you know you can look. I could tell he was trying.
Well, what if I look like a woman that's clean shaven, but I raise up my armpit, it's a big bush? That could turn a man off. But it's
that
my
a bad
body. No, it's not a bad thing.
It is
because it's our body.
It's quarantine.
Whether it's quarantine or not, I know women that don't shave. They don't shave their legs, they don't shave their underarms, they don't shave anything else.
What would that anything else be?
Hey, girl. And they said that if a man is not man enough to handle what naturally grows there, then they don't need to be down there. And so, you know, what if men take the same approach? Like,
that's another one.
What if a man says,
okay,
this is, I'm growing my beard out, I'm growing my facial hair out, and this is how I, you know.
But if a guy is doing that, you can tell.
Because they're keeping it clean.
So what, he had like 1 or 2 sprouts?
Yeah, it was like, okay, you can tell I go to the barbershop and get it shaved, but I ain't go in 3 weeks.
So for you, the biggest thing was the physical part. The appearance. So when you meet a person
I need to be physically attracted to you. I'm not going to sit here and lie.
No, that's
not
normal.
Important. That's important. The second issue was you talked about a whole nother woman for a whole hour.
Absolutely.
That's my main problem right there.
No,
and then you complained about the women in Atlanta. And then you said, oh, they don't pay for her. She didn't pay for anything. She didn't pay for anything. So are you trying to give me a signal that I need to pay for
well,
this?
again, this is the woman that he dated was 36 years old and living with a mama. And not a curfew.
And you know what? He definitely, so we are all kind of slip in pieces of our past to who we are, right? So he had a negative experience with dating women in the past. Some woman's probably using for his money.
I'm so sick of hearing that.
And so
we don't want y'all's money. Just please stop saying that.
Not us, but it's women.
We definitely don't.
You know what? It's not even about that for me. For me, it's on a deeper level. Don't hold your past against me.
That's my point.
Nothing.
I am so sick of that being, like, even with him, that being the excuse. Well, women only won. And women, well, stop dating.
The woman that you were with.
Right.
Or a heel.
If it's not working out, or a heel. Yes. Here we go. Or a heel. I am so sorry that happened to you. But it's over, bro.
Yes.
Let it go.
And heal.
Let it go and move on to find something to bring it to your heart, because it's done. You don't have to do it no more. And stop dragging all of that craziness into your current relationship, because all you're going to do is ruin it. Stop it.
The best advice is to sit down somewhere. Let God put the broken pieces of yourself back together before you give yourself to somebody else. You shouldn't even be dating at all. And that's for women, men, or anybody.
Why would you ask me out on a date and you know that you're not ready?
Not ready.
And you're talking about a whole nother woman. You're not, so emotionally, you're not ready.
No.
Financially, you're not ready.
No.
Mentally, because you're grabbing onto $3.
And physically, you sure ain't ready, coming with your collar turned up and the hair growing down your neck. Get it together, brothers.
Well, I will say this. For me, I definitely, the physical appearance is a big thing. I'm not a clothes person, so I really wouldn't even know.
So you wouldn't care
you would notice
if they came to the date ungroomed? Like they just didn't care? You make sure you look cute, but they can roll out of the bed, wrinkle clothes on, and it's
okay. Making it sound so horrible.
It is horrible.
Wrinkle, unshaven, one piece of collar up, one piece down.
So you don't care about
take that to mean that he was so busy working so hard so he could pay for this date. Y'all don't have to look at me like that.
Insert the cricket sound here.
Y'all don't have to look at me like that. See, this is why I don't like dating. There are so many rules. There are so many what ifs. There are so many, the girl has to do this, the guy has to do this. I can't.